Netflix continues to grow its offerings of excellent historical TV shows and historical TV series that are available on the platform. And this is especially true of historical shows being produced from international markets, with a large number of amazing shows available on Netflix based around Chinese and Korean history. And the aim of this list will be to give you my top 5 recommendations of the best historical Korean and Chinese shows that you can watch on Netflix right now. But first, before I start this list, if you haven't subscribed to History Spark, then please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notifications button, as I post videos on historical TV shows and historical movies every single week. At number 5, it is King's War, a Chinese television series based on the events about the Chu-Han contention, which occurred in the period between the fall of the Qin dynasty and the founding of the Han dynasty. The primary focus of the plot is around the various forces fighting for power after the fall of the Qin dynasty in 210 BC, with the primary focus being around the wars between the Chu and the Han forces, which concluded in an epic battle in 202 BC. This 80-episode series has received much praise for its acting, set pieces, and amazing battle and fight sequences. But, as is often the case with a series with a long runtime and large episode count, the story moves along at a snail's pace, often slowed down by needless side plots that don't really add anything to the story. However, if you have a Netflix subscription, there should be no reason why you shouldn't at least watch the first few episodes of King's War and see if it is the right fit for you. At number 4, it is A Princess Wei Young, a Chinese TV series based around a fictional portrayal of Empress Dowager Feng and her story of revenge against those who betrayed her and ruined her kingdom after a failed attempt on her life. This results in the princess having to adopt the identity of Li Weiyong to bring her plans of revenge to fruition. This TV series is based off the Poisonous Daughter books by Qin Jian, and it does a fantastic job of bringing this ancient Chinese time period to the small screen, thanks in no small part to the amazing work done by the two leads of the show, with both Luo Jin and Tiffany Tang winning many awards for their portrayal of Tuo Bojun and Li Weiyong. This TV show has amazing acting, a great plot which is well paced, and the show also does a fantastic job of highlighting the complex court politics that were present in Chinese courts, and the many risks associated with making enemies of the wrong people within this circle. There are some weak points within the show, primarily in terms of the subtitles, as sometimes the translations just don't really make sense, and some of the side plots are useless as well. But if you have a Netflix subscription, The Princess Wei Young is a show that you need to be adding to your watch list as soon as possible. At number 3, it is Story of Yangtze Palace, a historical Chinese series which takes place in the reign of Qianlong's rule, where a palace maid is able to work her way into the palace so she can secretly start investigating into the truth behind the death of her older sister. This amazing show is the winner of 29 awards during its run, including winning the award for Best Television Series, Best Lead Actor, and Best Supporting Actor as well by the Chinese American Film Festival. Story of Yangtze Palace has a great plot which doesn't get old even after 80 episodes. There's a likable and engaging central character and great costume design and set pieces as well. So from the acting to the storyline, there is very little to not like here. It does get a bit confusing trying to keep track of all the characters that get constantly introduced and removed from the show, but aside from this minor concern, Story of Yangtze Palace is the perfect show for anyone looking to add a new historical Chinese show to their must-watch list. At number 2, it is the most unique and different entry on this list, and that's Kingdom, a South Korean drama which is described as a historical political horror thriller. Wow. Which is Netflix's first original Korean series set in a fictional medieval Joseon era timeline. Kingdom is adapted from the webcomic series The Kingdom of the Gods, and it explores the story of a crown prince as he sets out to investigate the source of a mysterious plague that begins to ravage his country. Kingdom is a series with amazing acting, an original storyline with lots of plot twists, and perhaps a perfect mix of horror, suspense, fight scenes, and political intrigue, combining a mix of different genres and storylines into one epic, amazing overall plot. Some of the characters are a bit bland and one-dimensional, and I feel like sometimes a bit of story does get lost in translation. But aside from these very minor critiques, Kingdom is a show you need to get on your must-watch list as quickly as you can. And if you want a show that is totally unique and unlike anything you have ever seen before, then Kingdom is definitely my recommendation for you. And the top spot on this list goes to My Country, A New Age, a South Korean historical drama which takes place at the tail end of the Goryeo dynasty and at the beginning of the Joseon dynasty. And the story of this show is focused around a set of 3 friends from different walks of life who have to make great sacrifices to protect their country and the ones that they love. And a second storyline focusing on the more historical aspects of the show of Yi Bang-won trying to get his position legitimized as the heir to the Joseon Empire by any means necessary, and by using the primary characters in the show as a catalyst for many real-life historical events. This was the first South Korean drama I have ever seen, and I have to say I was absolutely blown away at how good this show was. Each episode is over an hour long, but the time just flies by and you're so engrossed in the show that you just keep watching one episode after the other. Being new to South Korean TV shows, I found the storyline, character development, and battle scenes to be totally different from the usual Hollywood historical series I see on Netflix. And I think I enjoyed it even more for that reason. One thing I really did find off-putting though was the amount of wounds and damage characters could take without getting hurt or killed, which was just a bit ridiculous and over the top. In one episode, a character would be stabbed from his belly with a sword protruding through his back, and in the next episode he would be up and walking around like nothing even happened. So this is a concern that does take away from the realism of the show, but it is still definitely one of the best shows I have ever seen, and I would highly recommend it to you. So last, I just wanted to say, if you did enjoy this video, please do like and share this video with others, and if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel History Spark, as I post videos on historical TV shows and historical movies each week. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.